Today, I want to talk to you guys about erectile dysfunction. This is a man issue. However, if you are a woman or a lady, you're listening to this, please sit back and listen. You know why? Because it affects you. And why do I say it affects you? So if your man is not doing what he's supposed to do, or your partner, automatically it affects you, right? And you don't want to do something out of the ordinary. For example, you don't want to go out there and cheat. So this is the reason why I said, as a lady, you want to listen to this too, right? Now, erectile dysfunction. In real life, we all sit down, we all talk about, things that are going on. We sit on our round table, talk about, finances, you talk about the bills, you talk about the mortgage, you talk about the children. But nobody ever talked about erectile dysfunction. None. Now, this is an issue. This is a problem. This has caused a lot of marriages to be dissolved. It has caused a lot of divorces in America and all over the world. Now, there are ways of you mitigating this issue. Number one, it's a sensitive issue. Men don't want to talk about it with their wife. However, you as the wife, you noticed something is not right. This guy always do it the right way before. He stays there, it gives you that orgasm that you want. It delivers. And now things start slowing down and he's not delivering. And what he can tell you about is this. I'm sorry about that, man. I'm just going to be honest here. Sometimes we as men, our ego makes us lie. You understand? And to us, that lie is fine. Number one, we can tell, I'm tired. My job is so stressful. Today, I was stuck in traffic. That's the reason why you cannot do your fiduciary duty. What do I mean by that? Why you cannot satisfy your wife. You understand? Now, some men, they have different ways of saying this. Some, they will tell you like, oh, I'm so tired. Today this work is just so stressing me out. I'm just so tired. Some men, in the evening or in the night or when their wife requests for these, they find a way to escape the issue. Now, they know exactly what they're going through. They know. But sitting down with you as a wife to talk to you about it, it depreciates his ego as a man. However, you will see him, he will try every way to find a way to solve the issues. Now, they will go through different routes. Some of them are okay, some of them are not okay, some of them will deliver, and some of them will not deliver. Now, for me not to talk too much, I'm going to go through some slides. And at the end of these slides, I'm going to share more insight about this. However, if this is your first time that you're watching my channel, right? Or you're watching this podcast, if you're watching it on YouTube, try and subscribe because a lot of things are going to be coming up, whether you're a man or a female. If you're watching this from my, our IG or Twitter page or our Facebook, try and just, follow us, join us, because there are a lot of information that we're going to share on this platform. Now, it is a sensitive matter. People don't want to talk about it. You understand? We want to make it normal. Why? Because it is destroying a lot of homes. It's destroying a lot of relationship. Now, when all of this happens, it's not about the man and the woman. There are other people that are involved when it comes to relationship. Your friends, your family, your children, all of them, they get affected when all of this happens, right? So let's talk about erectile dysfunction. My name is Ade once again. Now, what is erectile dysfunction? Now, it is a disease. It's just a disease. It's a stigma on a manhood. And that's the reason why men don't want to talk about it. It's a no-go area when you try to talk about it as the wife. You notice, something is wrong, but you can't. Why? Because it's going to cause issue, right? However, it's not his fault. You understand? Our hectic and stressful lifestyles, all of these, they have introduced many lifestyle-related diseases, such as diabetes. We talk about cancer, talk about hormonal disorder, you talk about cardiovascular disorder, and we talk about what? The ED, erectile dysfunction. That's the elephant in the room. Now, your sexual health is just as important as your normal health. You take your vitamins, you do workout, You do everything just to be okay physically. However, you ignore or you negate your sexual health. So all of these, right, is not something that you can just look at, over. Now, erectile dysfunction, it is very common among males, right? It decreases your sexual appetite. A person suffering from erectile dysfunction, they, usually suffer from inferiority complex. They call it low self-esteem in some part of the world. And at the end of the day, it makes the guy, I am talking to you, buddy, it makes you, full of guilt. Because why? You cannot deliver. You used to, and now you cannot. So ED is also one of the major reasons for divorce among young couples. I was speaking with someone recently, and the guy is 35 years old. His wife left him. Why? Because of ED. And he told me, he is one of my motivator to do this video, right? He told me that a lot of people don't think that is where you get all this they always think is an older men problem. Like when you turn to 60 or 50 or 70, that's where you have these issues. That studies have shown that men over 30, we have 50% of them that are going through this erectile dysfunction. And this causes a lot of issues. It causes divorces, separation. And by the way, you know what it causes? It disrupts a lot of things. So, what is ED? What is erectile dysfunction? You see, when a male or a man, it faces a problem with getting or keeping his erection during sexual intercourse. Maybe it's a low erection, maybe it's not a full erection, maybe it's just a soft erection. He's suffering from ED. Now, in this condition, it may be a result of some underlying health issues. So some of this problem, man, I'm talking to you now. It is not your cause. You didn't cause it. Some of them are underlying health issues. Now, erectile dysfunction can be a sign of a psychological condition or a physical condition. Now, it causes a lot of stress, on your relationship, and it gives you a low self-esteem, and it gives you inferiority complex, and it makes you guilty. Now, what are the symptoms? How do you know that you have erectile dysfunction? What are the symptoms that what you experience? Now, erectile dysfunction, it occurs gradually with different kind of intensity of symptom. Now, initially the body, will be full of getting an erection. You remember those days, right? And the desire will start reducing slowly but surely. The older you get, things will, start dwindling down, right? And after a while, the erection will not remain as long lasting as it was previously. However, lastly, your body will do what? Go down, shut down. That is when it's now more acute, right? Now, a person suffering from ED is unable to maintain an erection for an adequate sexual satisfaction. Not for you as a man, but for your spouse too. Because you are not enjoying it, it means she's not enjoying it. A 2-minute man, a 1-minute man, a 50-second man, a 3-minute man, trust me, you are not doing your job. Even a 4-minute man, you're not doing your job. A 5-minute man, you're not doing your job. So the self-esteem of this kind of person, right, it is completely shattered. So there are various psychological, like I said, and physiological aspects that leads to ED, right? Now, when we talk about these, right, is erectile dysfunction a mental issue? Some people ask that question. Like, is it a mental issue? Yes or no? It depends. Now, if the sufferer cannot produce an underlying physical condition, which can be potential cause of this erectile dysfunction, right, then it may be a product of mental condition. Now, erectile dysfunction can be caused by a physical and a psychological way. Okay? Now, two causes, physical and psychological. Now, what are the physical causes of erectile dysfunction? Now, when we say physical, that's physicality, right? So ED occurs mainly due to reduction in blood flow and blood pressure. Now, these conditions such as cholesterol, heart disease, high blood pressure, arterial sclerosis effects, diabetes, obesity, injury, kidney disease, hormonal disorder, neurologic or neurogenic diseases. All of these, they affect the blood streams. And this will not allow the blood to be delivered to where? To the penis, right? Moreover, you see, damaged blood vessels and nerves also cause what? ED, erectile dysfunction, which means which happens from disorders like all of these things that we measure, like heart disease, diabetes, and all of those issues. Now, there are other causes again. It may be a medication cause. So some of us, we have these issues like little problems that we go through, which are like your diabetes and all of these things, right? And all you do is to do what? You take medication. Now, many common medications can lead to erectile problems. Among other are, number one, antidepressant, tranquilizers, blood pressure medication, anti-androgens, appetite suppressants, and ulcer medications. All of these, they contribute to what? To your erectile dysfunction. Now, the physiological causes of erectile dysfunction. Now, this is in the head. So, and sometimes, right, sometimes you may be physically okay to have this. However, if this physiological causes is in your head or within you, it's hard for you to even do anything. So number one, stress. Life is stressful. That's just it. Stress. These are some of the causes. Depression. You're depressed. You may be going through some issues, right? Anxiety, all the fear of this sexual failure. So for example, you know that when you start this, you can last more than a minute or two. So because of that, you just don't want to do anything. This anxiety, because you are scared that you will not be able to do what? To deliver. Guilt, relationship problems, porn addiction. Now, when I talk about porn addiction, it is a big issue. On that porn addiction, I'm probably going to do another video for that, because the porn addiction is now one of the rising cause of erectile dysfunction. Why? Because a lot of people, they get addicted to porn. Now, when they see the real thing, it's hard for them to do what? To differentiate, because their mind has been wired to that porn. That is why you see a lot of men, they have to watch porn with their spouse or their partner to have sex, which is, to them, they may feel like it's okay, but indirectly, they are suffering from this erectile dysfunction because they can't get themselves up unless they watch porn. Now, performance anxiety, just thinking about how you're going to perform, it stresses you out. Now, low self-esteem, because you know what you're going through already, and it makes you feel less of a man. You know what? I have a good news for you. You don't have to. You can mitigate this issue. You can be on top of your game. You can have your game time and be in control of your manhood. You are the man. You can do this, right? Now, low self-esteem are all a part of it, right? Now, these conditions, they can be a big reason for a poor performance and may be a recurring, issues in nature. So all of this that we just talk about the psychological problem and the physiological problem. These are real. These are what we go through. Now, going forward, we'll talk about treatments. So you want to talk to your doctor about these, right? And what will your doctor do? They check you out, make sure your heart is, functioning enough. Your heart is, it's able to do the function, and they prescribe what to you? They prescribe Viagra, or they prescribe what? Cialis. Now, these are the two medications that is like on top of the chart. They prescribe it for you and you use it. Now, do you think that's going to solve this issue or make it better? No. Why? Because they have side effects. And when it comes to medication and chemicals, right, you have a side effect, you have to use the medication for what? For another side effect. Don't forget, it's some of the medication that you were using that gets you to where you are now, and you're using another medication to cure one medication, and you're going to use another medication to cure the same medication. So it's all like a cyclone. Now, the other one is a surgery. So a surgery, they have something implanted in your pee, and what do? When you are thinking of having, or you want to have your moment, you have to press something in your balls. It is invasive. That's what I want to say about, and it's painful when you do all this. Now, the other one, which is the herbal product, I'm going to focus more on the herbal product. And the reason why I'm going to focus more on this is because it has been known from the beginning of men up to today, centuries and centuries and centuries, that herbal products, they do what? They resolve a lot of issues. Why? Because they are natural plants that helps you to mitigate all these issues. Now, when I talked about the blue pill and the green and the orange pill, there are some side effects. We talk about, headaches, flushing, upset stomach, abnormal vision, stuffy or running nose, back pain, muscle pain, nausea, dizziness, insomnia, rashes, nose bleeding, chest pain. All of these, when you use this blue and the orange pill, read, the terms when you buy the medication. It tells you all the side effects. Now, do you really want to go through all this? And not only that, when you use all this medication, it stays in your bloodstream for how long? 5, 7, or 8 hours. And after that, what happens? It is gone. Then you have to use another one with all this side effect, right? Now, I want to introduce to you an herbal way of mitigating and solving your erectile dysfunction. It is called hisandherz game time. And you know why it's game time? Because anytime you're about to meet is always a game time. So anytime you see, let's say the Lakers and the Phoenix Suns, they want to meet, it's a game time. Anytime you want to meet your wife, it's a game time. That's how we come up with this name. So it is yours and hers game time. And both of you have to enjoy it. It's not a one-side street. It's not a one-way street. Both partners have to enjoy it. So, number one, our product, we have 3 types of product. We have the maximum power, is called the overdrive. The overdrive, it's 100% safe. It is herbal and they are all aphrodisiac. They are herbs and leaves that are put together so that you can have your heart on. Okay? Number one, there's no chemical. 0 chemical. We don't have any chemical in our product. Now, you don't need a prescription. You don't have to, talk to a doctor. You get this product, you just take 1 teaspoon and you're good. And it start working in 20 minutes. Now, when you use this, it stays in your system. It stays in your bloodstream for 16 to 72 hours, depending on the product that you get from us. Now, it is easy to use. It gives you strong erection power of masculinity, which means it makes you that man again. When you are like, yes, I am the king of the jungle, right? It makes you that man that you used to be before you were here. Okay. So we have different types of product. We have 3 types. The maximum power overdrive, that you use it stays in your bloodstream for 72 hours. It's a guarantee. This is not like something that will tell you and it doesn't work. We have a lot of people that have bought this. But the reason why I'm doing this video is because I met this young guy, and 35 years old, and his marriage, broke up because of what? Because of an ED. And I've heard so many stories about this. The marriage broke up. Why? Their partner left them. Why? Because of this ED. Now, not only men, we have another one, which is the hisandherz maximum power. That one is a regular one. You use it, it stays in your bloodstream for up to 24 hours in your system. The good thing about this product is not something that you use and you get your heart on right away. No, it's not like Viagra that when you use it, it stands up for that amount of time. No, with this one, all you need to do is to do what? Just think about it. It sends a signal to where it needs to send it to, and you already as ready. Now we have the other one, which is our epimedium. The epimedium, we call that one the hisandherz. Male can use it and female can use it. Anyone can use that one because the women too, they need some stimulation to ginger them up and spice them up, for the game. And that one too stays in your system for how long? For like 24 hours. Now, what do we have in our product? You can see that I talked about herbal products, right? So these are some of the known herbs that you've heard of. A lot of people will take this individually and, they experience some types of, a good sensation from it. However, we have coupled a lot of um, a lot of herbs and leaves together. Put all of this together to formulate this formula that when you use it, it stays in your system. It doesn't give you this high blood pressure. It doesn't give you this aftermath, a headache or nausea, stuffy nose and headache, and all of these. We put them together, and these are things that you too can do a research on. You can do all this research yourself. Type in epimedium. Epimedium is already known by almost every male, even though they don't want to talk about it. It is called the honey goat weed. Now, honey goat weed is what? It's a leaf, right? Now, it is known for many years as one of the most powerful aphrodisiac remedy. Now, it contains icarein, right? Which relaxes the muscle by increasing the nitric oxide level and therefore increases the blood flow to your sexual organs, as well as libido and your sexual desire. Now, in men, honey goat weed, which is called epimedium, can be used in cases of erectile dysfunction with so incredible results as widely known the blue pill or the orange pill. Now, honey goat weed, that's just it alone. However, you can go and buy the honey goat weed. Do you really know how to do it? Or do you know the amount of dosage that you need? You can't just start using it because too much of everything is a problem and less of everything is an issue. So you want to get a product, you want to get something that has all of these things already, put together for you, and you can use it. Now, there's another product, another herbs that we use is called maca. Now, maca is known as the Peruvian ginseng. Now, maca is a medicinal plant with excellent aphrodisiac property, right? The ancient civilization of Incas considered maca as a sacred plant, and it is used to enhance fertility and virility. More specific, its properties are: it is a very powerful aphrodisiac, both for men and women. It increases the libido and sexual desires. It increases fertility in women and virility in men. Now, it functions supportively in case of sexual failure and erectile dysfunction. Now, these are some of the things that we have. We have ginkgo biloba. Now, ginkgo biloba, it have a thinning effect on the blood and additionally improves the muscle tone in the walls of the blood vessels. It gives it, an easy way for your blood circulation, and it results in oxygen-rich blood supply in every major organ, and especially in the heart and in the brain. Now, ginkgo, it improves erectile dysfunction, it extends erectile time, and leads to more intensive orgasms, right? And finally, ginkgo biloba, it alleviates stress and relaxes the whole body. Now, let's talk about ginseng. Ginseng is one of the best natural aphrodisiac. So for many years, ginseng has been used to escalate sexual desire and to improve sexual performances. Now, ginseng encourages male erection and it increases blood circulation in the male genital. Now, another exception property of ginseng is it increases the productivity of your sperm and as a result, promote male fertility. It has been proven to affect the increase of libido in women and in men. Lassa galanga. Now, Lassa galanga is called the Alpina officinarium, right? So it belongs to the same category of ginger. It is being used for what? It belongs to the same category as ginger, and it is traditionally used in Chinese and Indian medicine as a gastronomy, right? It helps digestion and act as a deterrent for nausea. So in addition, it increases your body temperature by helping blood circulation, which leads to a high sexual performance. Mulberry molasses is shown as a wide variety of beneficial properties for human body, and specifically it helps fight diabetes and all this obesity. All of these things. We have flower honey, we have royal jelly, we have bee pollen, we have nettle, we have flower honey, we have cinnamon, we have vanilla, we have pumpkin, we have, all of these are all our proprietary blend that we put together just for you to do what? To evade this guy, which is the ED. You want to get over it. You want to be on top of it. So now, what do you expect when you use our product? Right? It gives you a very strong erection, your power of masculinity. It increases the sperm flow. And it has got a delaying effect. You remember in the beginning when I talked about the 1 minute or 2 or 3 minute man? If you're not doing 10 and up minutes, trust me, you are what? You are below the chart. Okay? Now it increases the sexual power. It prolongs the duration of what? Of your strength, right? It increases the number of your rounds that you go. Now it provides the effect of fertilization. Now for the women part, it provides more relax and pleasure. It maximizes the desire for sexual instinct. It reduces the fear and anxiety. It reduces excess mucus. It increases the secretion and estrogen. It solves the problem of, the VJJ drying up. It enhances your sexual pleasure. It increases vaginal secretion, and it sets the wellness again. Now, after all these, right, I know that you are going to be asking, okay, we've heard all of this. So what do we do? So what you need to do right now, I'm going to have this on the screen. I'm going to post this to you. You have to go to where? You go to his and hers. And I'm going to go back and you can see what I mean by that. You see, his and hers game time. Now you can follow us on Instagram, which is his and hers game time. It is one word. Or you can check out our website. It is hisandherz.com. hisandherz.com. And you can see the variety of products that we have. You can go ahead and order, and we can be discreet. Just put a note when you are placing an order. We'll send you in a discreet package, so you don't have to worry about that. And trust me, your life will never be the same. Like I told a friend of mine recently. So I met him and he told me about all these kind of issues, and I gave him a sample. I said, you need to try it out. He tried it out and he came back. And he told me one thing. So you know what? This has changed my life in the bedroom. It has changed my relationship with my wife. Now I feel more confident, like I am a man. So all of this that we have just said, right? This is just to give you an insight about what ED is. It's a big problem. People don't want to talk about it. They just don't feel like talking about it because it's a sensitive issue, because it affects their ego as a man. Now, as a lady, like I said, you know exactly what is going on. You can feel it. You know what it used to be. Oh, do you know one thing, right? Studies have shown that the older the women get, the more sexually active they are. And the older the men get, the more slowly sexually active they are. Can you see that? So when you think about when you first started with your partner and where you are right now, come on, you need a lot of help. You need a lot of help so that you can catch up with her. And we have a lot of faithful women out there. They don't want to do what they're not supposed to do. So they want to stick to it because they believe their body belongs to you as a man. So get over your ego, man. Get over your ego. And the female, get some for him if he can't get it. Give it to him and just tell him to try it out. You guys can talk about it after that. And after that, you guys are going to have this lovely and wonderful relationship. So one more time, if this is your first time of listening to my podcast or my video, please subscribe. If you're watching it on YouTube, follow us on Instagram. It is and Has Game Time. And if it's on Facebook, follow us on Facebook. And so when we post new videos, and if you have any question, please go ahead, send a question to me or answer it. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not a young man. A lot of people look at me as if I am younger than my age. I am not. I am 50 plus. And trust me, what I am doing is just like I was in my 20s. Like I'm 21 and 22. So my wife is not here. She can testify to it. And I'm going to have her one of these days to do a video together and she can testify to it, right? So when it comes to that, I don't play with it. So get your man on, change your life, change your status, get over your ego, and let's have his and hers game time. Thank you and have a great day.